Tuning in to the online broadcast network, AFTERBUZZ TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads in over 150 countries, and your number one source for after-show entertainment. AFTERBUZZ TV, the destination for TV superfans. Producing aftershows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows. Interviewing celebrities and showrunners. And bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
Hi, everybody. You are watching MTV Scream's AfterBuzz After Show for episode 6 called Betrayed. I'm your host, Kylie Hodges. You can follow me on Twitter.
Betrayed?
This very rude co-host of mine is Jason Ikeler, but you can follow me on Twitter at the Kylie Hodges.
You can find me at Jason Ikeler.
Wow, how about my other beautiful co-hosts who don't interrupt me?
Hello, I'm Katie Campbell. You can find me on Twitter at Katie E. Campbell. That's Katie with 3 E's Campbell.
Hi, I'm Pegah Rad. You can find me on Twitter at Pegah Rad.
Thanks for joining us, Pegah. And
Thanks.
How excited are we to have our guest in studio this week, Anna Grace Barlow, also known on the show as the one and only Flashback Daisy.
There you go.
Oh, is that the like, proper name?
I'm giving you
Young Maggie flashback.
Young and cute Maggie. Doc Maggie.
Doc Maggie.
I've seen you on the doc a lot. That's your hangout.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for joining us in studio.
Thank you for having me.
You told us that you've watched a couple of our after shows, so I'm a little nervous. You know our theories. You know who we hate, who we love.
Well, I knew who was the theory before, but
Okay.
it's totally the mayor.
It changes every episode.
Yeah.
But this episode, he was already in the warehouse.
But I felt like that was too obvious.
Yeah.
They're making it too creepy, and it's just a side story, I think, that's going on with the whole blackmail situation. That has nothing to do with the murders.
Right.
I agree.
I really want to speculate who the murderer is, but I want to jump to the beginning of the episode quick. So Kieran and Emma got a little thing going on. How do we feel about this?
I think they probably have
like
really good sex, but I don't think they're going to last. And I also think it's a little too Gossip Girl for me.
You know, they're kind of, it was really
like a
hot.
fast.
No, you know in Gossip Girl when like the mom and the dad are dating and then the kids are dating?
There you go.
Yeah.
That totally happened to me.
Story of Jason's life right there.
Last episode, I thought it was hot, and they were, at the very end of the episode, they were hooking up, but then we had this conversation about why are they hooking up in the middle of the field?
Right. It's a little grassy.
It was a little Twilight.
You know?
Yeah, and there's
Wait,
a
you didn't
murder
do that in
on
high
the
school?
loose.
In a field? Yeah, I did.
I mean, hello, grew up in the Midwest. Where else are you gonna go?
Oh my gosh.
Church or the field?
Yeah, am I right?
In your hometown, was there like a murder spree going on?
Oh, definitely.
Because that's the other weird part.
Yeah, like if
very
there's a
true.
murder on the loose,
Yeah, I
I'm
guess
locked
that's
up
true.
inside safe. Like,
But if you're going to go out, you should go out doing it. You know?
Go out strong.
Yeah.
This has been one thing that I've thought about a lot during the show is Maggie, Emma's mom, has been very lax considering she's already lived through this. I'm expecting a parent who's already gone through this to be locking their child in the house.
Right.
But I think maybe she's not normal in the head. Like,
That's true. She
because
didn't
of
love
that,
Brandon
she's
James.
just kind of like, oh, whatever happens, happens. So she's not thinking like a normal parent.
Right.
Wow. Also, too, at the very end of the
Wow.
episode, she's basically saying she doesn't think Brandon did it, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So maybe the real killer is still alive. You know what I'm saying? So maybe she's not so protective over her because she doesn't think that Brandon did it.
Yeah, she doesn't
but
think
there's
she was actually
still
linked.
a freaking killer on the loose somewhere.
Yeah, because I feel like if there was a killer in the town, I would like lock my kid up and be like, we're moving to Ohio.
But I remember in previous episodes, she was like, "Oh, it's gonna be another late night," and I was
Yeah.
home alone. Come on.
Like, shitty mom.
Yeah.
You grew up to be a shitty mom.
Sorry. I'm so sorry.
She's got her
So
shit.
then we also see Piper makes an offer to Will to out his situation on the podcast. So we're starting to get a little deeper into the Will, Jake, money, mayor.
I think that was kind of good because it kind of
Triangle
clarified for me that Will's not the killer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that's probably what he's thinking too. He doesn't want to be dragged into this whatever it is
Right.
going on. So if he tells his story, then it's like there's no questions.
I think this is jumping to my conclusion at the end, but when we saw the killer in the warehouse at the end, I thought it was Jake.
Really?
Yeah. You even said he's contoured to look evil.
Right. He totally is contoured to look evil. But remember we were talking about before, I was like, the mayor's a little too stout to be the killer. And then, like, in that shot, he looked a little bit, like he could be the mayor. Yeah.
And, they did try to set it up like that because he just exited the room. But then, how could he be running on the other side of the warehouse? I mean, there's 2 killers, right?
There has to be, yeah.
Or he had to change his clothes in the bathroom stall.
That's true. I mean, if he's a killer, he's prepared.
And why did he stab Will and not Piper? I feel like Piper's, I don't know. Lisa Loeb's probably in on it.
Piper, you would think Piper should have been stabbed first because she's the one truly investigating who's... I mean, Will is just a dumb teenager.
Maybe, though, we don't know the killer's motive, so maybe the killer wants their story out there, so they're keeping Piper alive so she can tell the story.
And everyone that's been killed is a teenager, too. So they're trying to keep a theme. I don't know.
I'm thinking Piper's in on it.
She has to be.
I'm thinking she is.
Wasn't expecting that at all.
Yeah.
Oh, that was us last week. Yeah, we totally...
Piper's in on it. I mean, I totally watched last week's after show. I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, because people pointed out on YouTube, too, in the comments, we were kind of speculating maybe Emma is not her father's child, but maybe she's Brandon's child. Right. It was a love affair. We've said this for weeks now, but somebody pointed out that if you add up the years, the kid would be like 21, which is Piper's age, right?
Oh.
So maybe Piper's one of the killers. And I know you said she's your favorite character, right?
She is.
Yeah, she's so cool.
So do you agree or disagree?
Sarah, what's her face?
I don't know. Now what I was thinking about was that the mayor had a gun in his back pocket, so he wouldn't
what a good
have killed by stabbing. He would have killed by shooting.
Oh, that's a good point.
Yeah.
And Jake also said once it's like eating a bag of potato chips with a serial killer. Once you kill one, you're going to want the whole bag. I don't think I got that exactly right.
You don't stop.
Yeah.
Just like Pringles.
So maybe he's quick to kill with this whole video thing because I really do think he murdered his wife. I mean, he did.
Oh, that definitely looked like a body going into the back of that car.
And that's all we saw, but...
And there's a bed sheet in their freezer and an empty freezer. My freezer's filled with...
Okay, if you thought your mom was in the freezer, would you look? Because I would not want to see my mom in the freezer.
I would have turned it into the cops.
Yep.
Yeah, it would have been like, my mom might be. Can somebody else check? I call Kylie.
So hard.
Yeah. Kylie, will you look in my freezer?
I think my mom's body might be in there.
I just don't want a glimpse. I just don't want to see. So, that's a whole, we're still not really 100% sure, how Nina dragged Jake and Will into it, but we're getting more pieces. Mm-hmm. I think Jake is so shady. Every scene with him ends with him looking up to the side and evil staring
with his contour.
Yeah, those cheekbones are just
very high.
But that's what
sucked right in.
Makes him just not the killer because
it's too obvious.
He's too awkward and creepy.
I feel like every suspect is too obvious, though.
Yes, but if you were the killer, would you be that obvious to other people? Everybody else is thinking this kid has a temper issue.
But maybe if there's more than one killer, he's younger, so he's not thinking like that.
I could see him being a pawn.
Yeah.
He's not the one that thought of the killing, but he's helping with the killing because he's in it for the cause.
That's why he's getting so upset about things because if somebody else is pressuring him to do it.
Okay.
Potentially.
But in the original Scream, Skeet Ulrich, he had a temper and he was the bad boy, and we're like, is it or is it not? And then it turned out it was, so maybe it is Jake.
Wow. You just ruined the movie for me.
You've seen Scream.
Spoiler alert.
No, I confess, I've actually never seen the Scream movies. I think I said this on the first after show.
Sorry, Kylie.
No, it's fine. I'm never gonna watch them. I went into this show totally green and wanting to.
Yeah.
Are you scared of what the internet's gonna do to me now that I just confessed I've never seen the movies?
No.
Should I be afraid?
Maybe the
internet
fans
suck on Kylie's heart.
No, I'm a spoken for one. But I wanted to go into the show completely green to the Scream concept. Yeah. And then we have our other co-host, when you're not here, her name's Kelly. She's a huge Scream fan, as is Katie. And so I find it really interesting whenever they make the references to the movies. They can pull things that I can't. But I like the idea of going into the show completely
And we were pulling stuff from Pretty Little Liars. We
Yeah.
were like, there's no way it could be the teacher because Ezra's already been
Exactly.
They wouldn't do that again.
Any teen soapy show sort of has the same type of themes.
I feel like the biggest shock would be it's something that hasn't been done before, like in Pretty Little Liars or in any of the Screams. You know, like something that we haven't seen.
I think it depends. It got picked up, right?
Yeah.
So I think now it's going to be lots of people involved for sure.
Now,
Like everyone the killer.
Yeah.
I have a question for you,
Everyone's
Anna
killing
Grace. They finished filming the season before we knew if season 2 was picked up, right?
I honestly, I have no idea, but yes.
Yes.
Maybe,
Okay.
maybe
A guy just told
finished.
me.
It might have just finished because it seemed like they were still on set from like social media stuff when the pilot was.
Yeah, because how
premiering.
long were you on set? Because your
Literally
scenes are very just you by
A day,
yourself.
like
okay.
literally a day. Yeah, a big long night shoot.
Did you even get to meet the other cast members?
I met, oh gosh, I know her by her Twitter name, Ibex Weebex, coolest person ever. And
Audrey.
Sophie, yeah, Audrey, yeah.
Okay.
Her name is, gosh, what is her real, Ibex Weebex.
Bex. I'm going to say Bex.
Okay, coolest
I
Twitter
always
name
have the name of the
ever.
people
I literally,
right now.
I do that to my little sister, Abs of course. It's her Instagram. I'm like, hey, Abs of course. Like, no, Ibex Weebex is her name. Coolest person ever. Met Sophie Bacon, who plays Rachel.
Great.
And yeah,
Wow.
really.
Did you meet the killer?
I think I saw the mask
Trying to figure
Oh,
out.
did it freak you out?
in like the makeup trailer. I'm
Okay.
like, cool.
Was your DNA is on the mask?
I know. So do you come back for season 2?
I have no idea.
Okay.
Oh, man.
I know about as much as you guys do. So
That's pretty
Where
wild.
does this shoot, by the way? Where was that doc scene?
the pilot was shot here
Okay.
in Los Angeles, but I believe that they shoot in Baton Rouge.
Yeah, the rest was in Louisiana. That's interesting. Maybe save some money by doing
So when you're
that.
watching it, you're just as shocked as we are about
Yeah, I'm like,
everything.
whoa. Yep.
Amazing.
That's kind of fun, though.
Yeah.
You're like a part of a puzzle.
Exactly. I was like, I could pose my own theories too. 'Cause
Yeah.
I literally-
You could be the killer and you wouldn't even know it.
You
what if
Yeah.
it is Maggie though? That would just be.
It'd be weird, but
I feel like it'd be anticlimactic. People would be like,
Actually,
oh,
that'd
wow,
be kind
really?
of interesting.
Like
Really?
she.
I feel
Everyone
like why
thinks
would
it's
a
her
mom be a
boyfriend
murderer?
and it's her.
If maybe she's pretending to
snap.
date the sheriff and she's
Yeah.
actually still with Brandon James.
And she's dating the
weird.
sheriff to help cover up all of the things she's
Her
killing.
Bonnie and Clyde.
Actually, this is this
she's
could be.
the medical examiner, so she's probably making like false.
Wow.
She
She
good-
was
about all the
accused by
bodies.
Detective Rain of like tampering.
Okay, Detective Rain is a bitch. Can we say that?
Oh my god!
Sleeps in her gun holster.
Yeah.
Listen, she though is trying to get to the bottom
But
of this.
she's kind of like a crooked cop, I think, because you can't just grab a kid out of school. You can't like take somebody's
Wow.
camera without a warrant.
She's a
not
workaholic,
following- yeah,
Jason.
she's not following the rules.
Well, if you know what though, if they don't know, they're gonna follow her and do what she says, and then she gets the evidence she wants instead of having to go through this long process of like, oh, I need paperwork to see this, right?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Murders can't wait on paperwork, people.
I think that she is going to get, I said this last week, she's going to get somewhere in this whole investigation, and I think that she might be killed last second if she gets too close to the killer. Like I like seeing smart people on the show. A lot of times
Yeah.
in scary movies, we're like, are you kidding me? Why are you going in that room? Why are you alone in this hallway? Whatever the case is. But she's like figuring out, putting puzzle pieces together, and she's smart
Yeah, she's doing more than the sheriff ever did.
because the sheriff is the killer.
She's like, you're off the case to the sheriff.
I know.
He's like,
Okay.
What? You have an idea? You have your theory?
I've always been suspicious of the sheriff, and
Yeah.
then Audrey seems a little suspicious, I'm not gonna lie. I don't know if I completely believe her. And the sheriff stepped in for Audrey, trying to, you can't talk to her anymore until her dad gets here. Why are you protecting Audrey? You know?
You think they're a duo?
I'm getting more suspicious of Audrey as the time goes on.
I believe her story.
Yeah.
That she. I didn't believe that she truly is capable of that much murder. I could see her pulling a weave out of a girl's hair, but I don't know. I
Yeah.
could see her cutting some heads off.
And she's too short. The
Yeah.
killer's
Yeah.
like so big all the time.
and now that they've introduced her collection of SD cards, maybe we'll find out
Yeah,
more
that's
about
true.
this little film.
And I also don't think she would bring so many people in to get involved to help solve the murder if
Right.
it was her. She wouldn't be working with all these people that weren't even her friends if she's trying to cover herself up.
yeah.
I don't know. I mean, the big stature could be the sheriff, though. Why did he step in and say she can't talk to Audrey?
I feel like maybe that's just an ego thing, though, that he doesn't want somebody else to solve the crime.
But why did she have Brandon James' face, the picture of his face behind the picture of her and Emma in the first episode?
Oh, right.
Why? Like,
wait, say that again?
she had that picture in the first episode. At the very end, she took a picture of her and Emma down off the wall, off of her corkboard, and there was a picture of Brandon James.
Oh, I forgot about that.
I feel like she has like a dark side, but I don't know if she is capable of killing like that. I don't know.
Too many theories.
The only reason I can think that maybe the sheriff would want to protect Audrey is because he has a son Audrey's age.
Yeah.
Who I think could be guilty just because of that atrocious mustache he has. I mean, he should at least be in jail for that. But also, like, his son is kind of a shady character. I mean, he just gives me the shady vibe.
And we just don't know enough about him. He's just not around enough.
He's so mysterious.
What if they're a daddy-son murder duo?
Oh.
And in the beginning, did you guys think that was real? The dream that Emma had about...
Well,
kind of.
Until they stabbed her.
Yeah.
And I was like,
because
wait.
she's not going to die.
Yeah.
Or if she did, it'd be like, well...
Yeah. I mean, that would have been...
Like,
But I thought it was Kieran for a second because he disappeared and all of a sudden it was like
that was kind of believable.
That means that maybe her subconscious suspects that it might be.
Ooh, it does.
Or I took that as like her subconscious believes that she's guilty.
Right.
Which some people have pointed out on YouTube, and I'm like, that's a really interesting theory and something that we wouldn't think. I mean, they threw that in our face this week, but it was a dream. But I just watched this Netflix movie with Halle Berry. It's a little older. I forget the name of it now, but she was the killer.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Catwoman.
Monster.
No.
I haven't seen it, but she kind of...
I remember all the previews were like her like running around a house, broken glass and stuff.
Oh yeah,
screaming.
Broken.
It might have been called Broken. Or
no.
Something.
Man, I don't know my Halle Berry.
That would be interesting, though, if she was the killer. Because, I don't know, I guess that makes kind of sense. And especially if she's having these dreams, because...
But how is she calling herself?
But she's... Okay.
Or is she imagining it?
Yeah, maybe she's imagining it.
Yeah, I guess we don't know how twisted we're going to get.
Is this going to end where she's in a psych ward?
Potentially.
And, like, she's, like, telling her
the times where she's gotten a call this episode and she's like, it's unknown. It's actually been somebody like her mom or somebody. So she totally could be just imagining.
Crazy and think that she's not the killer, but she is.
Oh, my God. Like, we're seeing things through her, like, schizophrenic eyes and...
I feel like it's not her, but it would be kind of fun.
Too wild.
I believe it's her mom way more than her.
Speaking of the unknown callers, though,
I have an issue with that.
Audrey was put away and there were no unknown calls, right?
And she used the Rain chick's phone. I'm assuming that was her phone to call Emma, and it said unknown caller. But it's like, is that because she's a detective and she has like some special filter on her phone? I mean, I don't know how you can get away with multiple phones being unknown caller.
But I also think the killer is trying to like mess with her.
Yeah.
And so I think that would maybe be like a strategic move by the killer to be
that
like,
he hacked other people's phones?
No, but like your friend isn't calling and she's in jail. Like, oh, I'm not going to call you there. I think it's almost too obvious.
It's like a mind game.
Yeah.
So then, but what about like everybody else that calls her? Do they come up on her phone? You think? Like mom?
Because that one time that her phone was ringing and like she looked at it and then she was like, hey mom. You'd think she'd go, it's my mom. Like, mom. Like, show? No, but she doesn't.
Yeah.
She's being sketchy, and she's probably the killer. I've gone from like Mayor to Emma.
Everyone's guilty.
I just have so many thoughts. I don't know how to.
The only other person that we were suspicious of was the teacher.
Yeah.
What do we think about him?
Such a weird scene.
I've always thought it was him.
You think? Huh? I mean, it makes sense.
Is it too late for me to think that it's Emma's dad we haven't met yet? Is that way too hokey?
Well, we're at episode, what, 5?
6.
6,
so
and
there's 2 more?
There's 8 episodes this season, right? Or are there 10?
Oh,
there's
10. Oh, so, I don't know. Maybe not.
Jeez.
I just would be okay, we hear about him a lot. We've heard about him since the first episode, but I'd be very upset if it was just some random new face.
Yeah.
Right.
That's what you were saying is like if it were some random person, it wouldn't hurt as much to know who it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know, guys.
But the teacher having a different identity could be another one of those stories of just throwing you off the track.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or
maybe.
something they're thinking they could bring up in season 2.
Yeah. because we don't know what happened. We just see that Noah put his fingerprint. He's got some app, which was like really crazy.
That was a little too Kiefer Sutherland 24 for me. Like, upload his thumbprint onto my phone. But maybe Mr. Bronson's gotten in trouble having some sneaky relations with other students in the past and had to change his name because of that.
To get a job as first girl.
Just hit the nail on the head. That's what it is.
Probably.
That could totally is. I would believe that. So I want to talk about Brooke for a second. She threatened Will. She said, "You're messing with the wrong family."
So Jake obviously, whatever he told her.
Go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say whatever Jake told her about her family. I think she's just looking for somebody to blame. So it was like, oh, now I have Will. Put it on him.
She's stressing out. She's got a lot on her mind.
Yeah, her mom could be in a freezer
because of her dad.
Yeah, so I wouldn't go home if I were her.
Totally normal.
I don't know where I would go in that town if I were her. Nowhere is safe. I mean, I get it. I think they're trying to make everybody look equally as guilty so that we are stumped, which we're stumped. We're stumped at TV. We're stumped.
I want to talk about what happened with the DNA because I don't really fully understand. So the DNA was found on Rachel, right? In the beginning, but it's also on the mask, or was that a bluff? I felt like she was bluffing.
Well, even if it's on the mask, doesn't mean it's on the head that was chopped off, right?
Right.
Well, wasn't the mask sitting on the head because they grabbed it and then the head fell off?
Yes.
No, so that makes sense. And it would be on her girlfriend, obviously.
Right. So, but what was she accusing her of? In the beginning, when she took the mom into the room, she said that the DNA was on Rachel.
Yeah, I don't understand.
But then in front of Audrey, she's like, your DNA's on this mask. And I thought that was just like a bluff to see if she'll admit it.
Is that legal? Can you do that?
I think you can.
Yeah. I guess, yeah.
Can you do what?
Like, can you lie? I don't know. I don't know the rules of the law.
I mean,
kind of like bluff to lead them. Yeah.
I think so.
Maybe.
I
don't appreciate being lied to, Detective Rain.
Yeah, I don't like her.
Detective Crazy Eyes.
She's like, she is Crazy Eyes.
I wanna get to know Anna Grace a little bit more. Do you guys have more theories?
I think we've theoried it out, right?
Yeah.
So many theories.
Yeah.
Okay, and then we'll predict. We'll just predict. Okay? Yeah. Predict after this. I wanna get to know Anna Grace a little bit more. So you did just one crazy long shoot.
Yeah.
With all your scenes.
Yeah.
And you just stood on a dock the whole time, yeah?
Yeah. We did the Madonna Halloween party part. Remember that short part? Mm-hmm. And then to the dock.
Who was the person that did this? Brandon James.
He was this awesome stunt guy.
Oh, was a stunt guy?
Yeah, and he had done like Inception and stuff, and told me the part of Inception that he's like a stunt guy in. He was really, really nice.
What part is it?
It's like when they're in the van and there's like the motorcycles. He's one of the guys on the motorcycles.
God, I love that movie.
Cool.
Yeah, he was a good because it was freezing and he had to like fall into the lake, and there was like
over and over.
Like, yeah, I think they only made it happen like 5 times.
So
yeah.
What was your reaction when you found out you got cast into the show?
I thought it was awesome. I was so excited because my audition email had Tracy Middendorf's name on it, like young version of Tracy Middendorf.
Okay.
So I saw the picture. I was like, I kind of look like her. It's pretty cool. So I was really, really, really excited.
And have you ever done a horror?
I actually, it's really funny because I tend to like go towards comedy more, but this, and I'm recurring on Scream Queens in the fall, which is very similar sort of slasher type show. So it's very interesting to do a lot of screaming and a lot of horror when I typically do like comedy, but it's really fun.
Yeah,
it's kind of helping me conquer my fears of horror movies because I haven't seen the Scream movies because I'm kind of terrified of them.
I figured MTV couldn't haunt my dreams, but a movie could.
Yeah.
What can you tell us about Scream Queens?
Yeah.
Do you know Ariana Grande?
I do not know Ariana Grande.
Michelle?
I do not know Leah Michelle. I saw Emma Roberts once.
Okay.
We're like, whoa, she's so pretty. But I work with, it's in the trailer, it's like 20 years ago. So we're sort of like a flashback of that sorority.
Oh,
so
okay.
like,
That's just your thing now.
Yeah, flashbacks, right?
Yeah.
90s flashbacks in things that have the word scream in them.
Your acting reel is just a bunch of flashbacks.
Yep.
That's awesome.
I really want to see you more in this show because I've said it over and over. I really want to see like more of this whole Daisy and Brandon story.
Yeah, they're really cool.
Are we seeing any more of you?
I don't know.
You don't know?
I have no idea.
Okay. You don't know what made the cutting room floor, do you?
I don't.
You just shoot scenes and then you're like, bye.
And then they're like, don't say anything about what you did. Bye.
Don't
Until other people see it.
Are you gonna kill me?
Until it's, aired, and then you're, of course, talking about it. But
very interesting. Well, I'm excited to see. I want to touch base with you further on throughout the show and see, like, if you guys know more about season 2,
right?
And like, if you know what your role is gonna be.
I'll tweet you guys.
Yeah.
Perfect. Tweet away.
What? So you got Scream Queens coming up. Do you have anything else going on?
I did this little movie musical called Summer Forever. It's coming up this month. Have you heard about it?
I went to your set.
Oh my gosh, you did?
Yeah.
No big deal, guys. MBT.
Where?
Like in Malibu?
Oh my gosh, that was so much fun. Yeah, that was yep. I'm in that with Megan Nicole and Allison Stoner and Brian McCartney. It was a blast.
Stephen Coletti.
Yes, and Stephen Coletti.
Oh, not fair.
Full circle.
Who you also had here at AFTERBUZZ.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
We're all friends.
He's a great guy. Met him like a couple times. But it was a blast. And so
Are you
that's
singing in it?
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay.
My character isn't musical like the other girls are, but I still sing on a couple of the tracks. It's such cute music.
Yay.
So it's like
That's
guilty
awesome.
pleasure music. So that'll be
And
really
when
fun.
can we catch that?
It's this month. It should be coming out on some digital platform, but I'm not really sure yet. Yeah.
That's exciting.
Yeah.
You have a musical background?
Yes, I do. I did like musical theater growing up, and then moved out here, and like came to visit, and absolutely fell in love because it's amazing out here. Like I was talking to you about, it's just I can't imagine living anywhere else.
And you're from Alabama?
Yeah. From Birmingham, Alabama. My family still lives there.
Aw, that's cute. Anna Grace. Whenever I meet a girl who has 2 first names, I'm like, she can't be from LA.
You know where she's from.
She's got to have a monogram.
My mom is Pollyanna.
Somewhere.
Oh
Your
my
mom's
God.
Pollyanna?
Mm-hmm.
Pollyanna.
That's amazing.
Hi, Pollyanna. I hope she's watching.
I'm sure
So
she
cute.
is.
I want 2 names.
That is so precious. What a peach you are, Anna
Aw,
Grace.
Thank
Love
you for
having
coming
you.
in.
This is
Let's-
so fun.
Before I'm not done with you yet.
Okay.
I want to predict like there's
we
no
go.
tomorrow, and I want you to do predictions with us. So can we please go to predictions? Spooky. All right, Anna Grace, can you give us some predictions? It can be for next week's episode, or the whole season, or just one character, whatever you want to predict.
I think I'm trying to predict who they're going to kill off next. And I think it's going to be Jake. Because he's going to get creepier and creepier, and then they're going to want to get rid of him so that you don't think it's him. Potentially. And then I think what's going to happen is we're going to find out about the teacher. Like, is going to be like, what? I had to change my name because I like 16-year-old girls, and I had to get a job every time I got kicked out of the school. Oh my gosh. And overall killer. Either I'm thinking more Maggie now,
Okay, that's
or the mayor.
okay.
He does walk around with a gun in his pants. He's got to have killed somebody.
Yeah.
I think we're gonna lose
white.
Will.
You think Will's the killer?
No, I think he's the next one to die.
Oh,
Well, they're
for
dragging
sure.
him
Yes,
around.
yeah.
Yeah,
In the
but
video.
now we like he's
Well, half
like
his guts
he's
are on
asked
the
for
floor.
forgiveness. He's Denzo, and I think Maggie's the killer.
There you go.
Wow. Wow.
Okay.
All right, Pegah, you go.
I think it's Piper. It's for sure Piper. She's just way too
Piper almost got killed by the killer.
pretend because it's her friend, and he went after Will instead. I don't know. She just is too nosy. It's not just about a podcast. It's like, it's more than
Coming from somebody's on a podcast,
I know.
you sound a little biased.
Are we next?
Just saying. I don't know. And that whole thing with her possibly being the child, 21 years old, it just fits. It like makes sense.
Okay, all right.
I definitely agree. I think Piper is in on it. I do, but I still think the sheriff has some unanswered questions for me. I think he's a little creepy. They haven't really been pinning too much on him, but maybe he's just Troy. And he's the brother. I mean, we haven't seen Troy. We've heard about
I
him.
forgot all about this Troy.
And I
You know what we're
still
talking
think
about?
that's him.
I heard you guys talking about him.
Troy? Brandon's brother
Oh,
was
yeah.
very protective over Brandon.
So then that would be her uncle? Piper's uncle?
Maybe.
Wait, I don't know. I need a family tree.
I know.
Really
need a chart.
suspicious of the sheriff, and Piper and Audrey are both sending red flags too, as well. I think that they might have something to do with it. There might be more than just 2 killers. I don't know. But I do think Jake is going to die next, and I think Will is going to live through this.
Oh.
No. Wow.
Jake and his contouring.
Yeah. Bye, Jake. He's too creepy. And then he's going to die, and everybody's going to be like, what? You were involved. And no, he wasn't.
And he's just not a good person. He's like the male version of Nina, you know? Just like, ugh, get out of here.
I'm overwhelmed, guys. I have too many options. I'm gonna pick a person. I'm gonna say it's Maggie. I kind of like where this is going.
2 for 2.
I like the idea. I like the idea of the unexpected killer being the killer. I don't know, guys. I'm at a loss.
I do think that the real killer from 20 years ago, is still possibly out there.
Maggie.
Okay, I mean, that could make sense, but I do
So
think
you
that
don't think it was Brandon James who got shot and fell off the dock?
Not anymore, now that the mom said that, basically she wished she would have stood up for Brandon.
Yeah.
And she kind of convinced Emma to stand up for Audrey, who she told a fake story. Is that what happened at the sheriff's?
Yeah, she made up her alibi that she stopped Audrey and that she had something to do with the video. I'm assuming she really didn't have anything to do with the video, though.
Is there a theory that Brandon James is still alive? Is that
That's what I keep asking.
Have they talked about finding him? Because this is sort of like when I was there, they talked about him getting shot right here was how they wanted him to do it.
Yeah.
That wouldn't kill him if it was in his shoulder.
Oh.
No, unless he bled out or something.
I think he might be.
Being
Dead?
meant to be
But
alive.
Yeah, alive.
Alive.
Well, where did he go? Did he swim to safety?
Which
and
would
then
also go back to
start
Maggie, because maybe they're working together.
Because he sent
get
her a
revenge.
package.
Yeah.
Maybe she got in touch with him behind the scenes.
Hey, boo, been thinking about you. Here's a cow heart.
Yeah.
But
Maybe she's into that, though. Everybody has weird fetishes.
Oh, for sure.
Why are they targeting her daughter?
That's true. I forgot about that.
You don't always love your kids.
Well, yeah, I mean,
This is not a parent.
Yeah.
Don't always
that's true.
Not a parent. All right, well, I'm all theorized out for right now. Anna Grace, lovely to have you in the studio.
Thank
Can you
you,
please
guys.
tell all the people of the internet where they can find you on the internet?
Yes, the real AG Barlow on Instagram and Twitter. Thanks,
Wonderful.
guys.
Pegah, where can everyone find you?
You can find me all over social media at Pegah Rad.
You can find me on Twitter at Katie E. Campbell. That's Katie with 3 E's Campbell. Instagram at Katie Campbell 13 and YouTube.com/Katie Campbell online because I have a vlog.
And you can find me on Twitter, Instagram, and PornTube at Jason.
No.
It's YouPorn.
YouPorn.
It's called
Damn it,
You
YouPorn.
messed it up.
The wrong one. I don't watch enough porn.
I don't have a YouPorn login, but you can tell me all about your feelings of the show on Twitter at the Kylie Hodges or Instagram just at Kylie Hodges. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next week. Woo!
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
See you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.